say. Feels like I fell 1,000 times. Nothing but doubt to flood my mind. 'Cause sometimes it's hard to remember why I ever started racing with my dreams. A restless December, feeling I was meant for more than I believed. I'll never surrender, rather try and fail and fall 1,000,000 times. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I know as close as I am now, I will struggle, I will shout. There's no stopping, there's no doubt. I'm on my way. There's no stopping, there's no doubt. I'm on my way. I swear I meant to do this. I'm told that love would never lie. Where my head has met my heart and they are beautifully aligned. But sometimes it's hard to remember everything I've done that's brought me to this space. I started with embers, now a raging fire is burning in this place. I'll never surrender, rather try and fail and fall 1,000,000 times. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I know as close as I am now, I will struggle, I will shout. There's no stopping, there's no doubt. I'm on my way. There's no stopping, there's no doubt. I'm on my way. I know as close as I am now, I'm on my way. Maybe I'm a little young, but you don't know what I've become. Can't you see it in my face? But we've been living in disguise, but you can see the killer in my eyes. I've got a look you can't escape. Boku no mirai wa dare ni mo wakaru.
Good evening, guys. I hope you guys have had a good week. Mine has not been so good, but I'll get maybe into that a little bit later on. We'll have to see. We'll have to kind of see how this goes and how I hold up. So anyway, typically we do this of a morning, and typically I'm drinking coffee, and we sometimes talk about some serious things, and sometimes we talk about just some silly nonsense and stuff. But at nighttime, I don't drink coffee. At nighttime, if I do that, I would stay up all night and I wouldn't be able to sleep. But I hope things, here's the thing. I'm fine. Okay. I don't want you guys thinking like something catastrophic is, well, something did kind of catastrophically happen, but it's unfortunately, it's a part of life. And, we just kind of have to deal with it. And we just kind of have to, um, but like I said, I don't know. I don't want to talk about that right now because if I do, I'll have to end the stream a lot quicker than what I want to. So, but just know that I'm fine, um, uh, and everything is good, right? Uh, I'm good. My wife's good. My boys are good. Um, uh, you know, so it's so everything that is important is good. So anyway, like I say, most of the time I'm drinking coffee, whatever. And we have the little coffee meme, whatever. But since this is kind of people after dark or whatever, I thought I got to see what other drinks can I get that's coffee related. You know what I'm saying? And I came across this an espresso martini. Now I've never in my life ever have I had a coffee martini or a martini. Period. I'll put it that way. I've never had a martini. I always thought I would like to try one as a James Bond fan. Um, even the early Bonds. I'm talking back in the day with Sean Connery and Roger Moore, right? James Bond, right? Vodka martini, shaken, not stirred. Peep show with peepot. No, no peeping. No peep showing. No. Um, Nani's Moose Espresso martinis are fire. You wouldn't expect it to work, but it really does. You stick to your cosmos. Well, hey, you stick to whatever you guys want to stick with. I've never had one, but I was looking at this. It says it looks delicious. Can we just say that just looks delicious, right? That just looks like a delicious drink. So it was okay. So espresso martini. In the 1980s, cocktail vaulted back into its popularity in 21. It's easy to see why. Bittersweet coffee pairs perfectly with the rich sweetness of Kahlua and vodka, and the trio makes a full-flavored, sophisticated drink that's cool, frothy, and bittersweet. Here at a couple cooks, we're home cocktail experts with over 300 cocktail recipes. Okay, so here's what it is. The espresso martini is a vodka martini mixed with coffee, invented in 1983 by bartender Dick Bradsell at the Soho Brasserie in London. Created the drink for a patron who asked for a drink to wake her up. Apparently, the coffee machine was right next to the drink station, and the espresso martini was born. The name came in the 1990s when flavored martinis were all the rage. There are lots of variations on exactly how to make this coffee martini. The original version had two types of coffee liqueur and a simple syrup. Today, it varies based upon the bartender. The cocktail is on the list of the International Bartenders Association, meaning that it has an official definition. The ingredients in an espresso martini are vodka, Kahlua, and espresso. So, like I said, beautiful drink, beautiful looking drink. And I think the next time I go out to have dinner somewhere or where there's a bar or what have you, that's maybe a little bit nicer or whatever, I think I'm going to ask if they make um, a espresso martini, and if they do, I think I'm going to have one and give it a try. I'd never heard of it before in my life, but um, it sounds good, and so why not? So we're going to be talking tonight. I watched a video. Originally, where I got the idea from this was over on Abba and Preach. Abba and Preach put out a video. There's a podcast called Nightcap. It has, let's see here, bring it up here. So it's a podcast with Shannon Sharp and Chad Johnson. And they have a heated debate about Keith Lee versus the Atlanta restaurants. It's a podcast called The Nightcap. It's got 412,000 subscribers. This was originally put out on November the 3rd. It's got 259,000 views. Okay. So uh, Shannon Sharp and Chad Johnson, also known as Ocho, are athletes. Now, here's the thing. Here's what I'm gonna tell off on myself. Okay, I don't watch sports. I'm not a sports consumer. I don't really like sports. I know that I believe these two guys were athletes. I couldn't tell you what sport they played to save my life. I don't know. Okay. And I don't think it matters other than the context of these guys played sports and they've got a podcast. And so, with that, let's just get into the video here.
Do you know who Keith Lee is?
Man, I heard. Man, I listen. I heard.
TikTok
about,
food critic.
I heard about what he doing, man. Like, come on.
Check this out,
bro.
Okay, let me give people a backdrop.
Come on, bro.
Keith Lee is a TikTok food critic. He accidentally caused chaos in the Atlanta restaurant scene. In the videos, which have been viewed over 95 million times, Lee said multiple restaurants he had a hard time ordering ahead. So he tried to order food in advance. They said, no, we're not doing that. He said experienced poor customer service, or his family initially was turned away only to be offered a table once they realized they were with him. Restaurants have received death threats. Cardi B talked about Lee's food tour videos, IG. I feel like Atlanta restaurants, they don't like to make money, she said, describing how difficult it is for her to order food in the city without having to mention her name.
Okay, so that's a real brief TLDR of the deal. I honestly had never heard of any of these people prior to me seeing the Alban Preach video over this. And then, I found the original podcast, and then I've got Keith Lee's TikTok account. We can take a look at some of his videos. Now, this day and age, social media is the ruler of the kingdom, right? Everybody's got a phone, and everybody's on that phone. Everybody's got a cell phone or got a camera or whatever, right? So they can take pictures, they can do videos, whatever, right? And doing food reviews, right, is a really popular thing. I see them. I watch them all the time on YouTube. I'm not a big consumer of TikTok, simply because it's very compressed. Normally, it's a minute, maybe 2 minute videos, and it's very compressed. And so I feel like that's not enough time to really convey a lot of information. But if you're doing food reviews, I could see where that would probably be okay, right? To do them on the TikToks or whatever. I did watch some of Keith Lee's food reviews that he did from Atlanta. We're going to watch those here in a little bit. Other than some of the stuff that he does with the actual camera work, like really zooming in on his forehead and stuff at times, I found that to be a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, not disturbing or whatever, but distracting. The word distracting. I found that to be a little bit distracting, but other than that, like I said, I watched 2 or 3, something like that, maybe 4 of the videos that he did of the reviews. I didn't think any of the reviews were like harsh. I thought they were probably fair. I wasn't there. I haven't been to these restaurants, so I don't know. But I personally, how many of us has ever used Yelp, right? Or you go to a restaurant or something and you get bad service or something like that, right? And so what do you do, right? What do you do? Well, hang on here, I gotta adjust my camera. I don't know why that adjusted up. So what do you do, right? If you get bad service, well, you leave a bad review, like on Yelp or on Google. If they have a page on Google, if they've got a thing there, you can do a review on Google as well. So, you know, the thing about it is the food industry is probably one of the hardest in businesses to get going and survive. Right, is the food industry. The profitability margins are basically nil. Right, food prices right now, just to get the raw food to come in before you ever process it, cook it, whatever it is you do, just the raw food itself, right, be it proteins, your vegetables, things like that, are through the roof expensive. Right, I know. You buy groceries, you look at your grocery bills. You know, you go to buy, like here where I'm at. Like if you, I'm not even going to talk. I'm not even going to talk about like steak. Who can even afford flipping steak? But like where I'm at, a pound of like 80/20 ground chuck hamburger meat is going to run you right about $6 for a pound of hamburger meat, right? Um, so you know it's real expensive, right? You go get fresh. If you try to get fresh vegetables or fresh fruit or anything like that, oh my garden seed, the prices are unreasonable, right? So going out to eat is a large expense, right? Anymore. Used to, you could go grab a brown bag special from like Sonic, get burger and fries, or whatever. You know, $7-8, right? Nowadays you're looking at like $10 for just a simple cheeseburger and fries and a drink from like Sonic, right? It's just where we're at. So, um, you know, the thing of it is, so if a person, um, just your average person is out here going and say they're going to have a night on the town. They want to do something special, right? Maybe they're meeting somebody for the first time. They're going to take them on a date, or maybe you're taking a special someone out for a special meal because you know it's a anniversary or it's a birthday dinner or something like that. You want it to be memorable for the right reasons, right? You want good service, you want good food, right? So you're going to go out and look at these reviews on these places, right? Especially if you want to try maybe something a little bit new or whatever, right? You know, and they get into this a little bit here, right? And they talk about how tough it is, but um, you know, right off the bat, you can tell Shannon Sharp, he's the guy on the left. You know, I think he has a little bit more of a calm approach to this, and Chad Johnson seemed to have a little bit more of some issues, or even one might say a little disdain for Keith Lee. But let's continue on.
I don't know how often you've been to Atlanta, but the Atlanta food scene, we unique because a lot of
Okay.
times it's all about dressing up.
All
And
right.
it's an hour and a half, 2 hours, 2.5 hour wait time.
Okay. Let me just tell you something right now. All right. I ain't waiting. I'm not waiting no hour and a half, 2 hours for anywhere to eat. Period. I'm not doing it. I don't care how good the food is. I'm not waiting 2 hours just for a table to sit down. I'm just not. That's not a thing for me. I'm gonna go somewhere else that can get me in. You know, now I understand. Like if it's like a Friday night, Saturday night, yeah, there's gonna be a little bit of wait time. I get that, right? But 2 hours, nah. I'm gonna go somewhere else and get right and eat because I'm not waiting no 2 hours to eat. I'm just not doing it.
A lot of times, Ocho, you got to eat a meal before you actually go to the restaurant because you're gonna be hungry damn again before you actually get in the restaurant. So
So why would you see that? Okay. And God, listen, chat. Maybe I'm just not understanding this. Maybe I'm. Why would you have to eat before you go to eat? If the wait lines are that long, right? Then whatever. Maybe these two guys are younger guys, so maybe that's, I don't know. Maybe that's normal these days. I don't know, right? Um, but you know, most of the times when I go out, or the wife and I go to dinner or something like that, you know, it's usually a top like 30 minutes tops. right? Um, uh, but no, I wouldn't wait no hour and a half, 2 hours, right? There's just no way.
So
Right.
it's perfect. And look, I don't want people to think what's going on is unique to Atlanta and black restaurants. Normally, Ocho, you know this from being a performer, a professional athlete. We get privileges sometimes at the restaurant, and sometimes we get to get things that normal people don't get. It happens.
Okay, so all right. So he brings up this. So this Shannon here brings up this thing, and he's telling Ocho because they are celebrities, right? They are. I don't know if they're current professional athletes. I don't know if they're former athlete. I don't know. Um, they're given special treatments, right? So I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where like you've been at a restaurant and you've you know go to the restaurant and you say, hey, a table of whatever, four, whatever it is, party of four, whatever, four topper. And you get up and you're in the night, and then you get someone just come walking in, right? And then they just seat them. Now I understand if the place takes like reservations or whatever, right? I get that, right? I understand that. Sometimes that's a thing, right? But I've been to restaurants that do not take reservations, right? It's first come, first serve at the door, right? And then all of a sudden, someone comes in, and it's not like a celebrity in the sense of these two gentlemen here. It's more of, oh, this is somebody that's like buddies with the owner or whatever, that type of thing. And they take up their party on and whatever, sit them down, and I'm like, whoa, 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 what is that, right? What is this, right? And then I go, oh, they're friends with the owner, so they just get perfect. Well, yeah, okay, fine. That's when I say, you know what, scratch my name off the list, bye. And that's usually when and I won't go back to a restaurant like that. I just won't. If you take reservations, that's cool. Take some reservations, right? But don't give preferential treatment. I don't care how good and I'm sure these guys were great athletes, right? I'm sure they are. I don't know them from Adam, but I'll give them benefit of the doubt. Say there's probably some great athletes, stuff, whatever, right? But listen, these fellows get up every morning and they put their britches leg on one leg at a time, just like me, right? They ain't no better than me. They ain't no more special than me, right? I'm not no more special than them, right? They just a man. I'm just a man. So I don't get this why they give them. I don't like that. I don't like when businesses do that type of stuff and they cater that kind of stuff, right? That just irks me, right? And so and I've been in some situations where I've seen stuff like that happen, and I just walk out and I'm just like, no, forget it. I ain't having nothing to do with it. And I just walk out, and that's the end of that.
I don't like it.
Ocho. So you've never gotten a table because you were Ocho Cinco.
I'm not talking about that. Yeah. And when they do, and you know me, you know how I move, and everybody in this chat knows how I move when I go to restaurants. If you seat me first, you understand what's coming at the end when it's time to tip. I've been doing that 20-some years.
Okay, but
I don't like the fact of what he's doing.
Well, see, I don't like that either, right? Well, just because this guy has some money because he played professional sports, all of a sudden maybe he's going to throw a few more bones on the table than what I might be able to afford. So he's going to get preferential. No, they don't make it right. They don't make it right at all.
Ocho,
I don't like. I don't like
Ocho.
it. I don't like the critiquing of our restaurants and having people and talking bad about our goddamn businesses and
Ocho,
like, dude, you know how hard it is.
and I get it, Ocho.
So so now Ocho, he's got a problem here. See, he doesn't like that this gentleman, Keith Lee, came in and did a review of these restaurants and judged them not only on their food, but their wait staff and their customer service. Well, that's what food reviewers do, right? And why should they get a pass? Why should any listen, if you've got a brick and mortar restaurant and you're serving the public, right? you are subject, your food, your wait staff, right? Your bathrooms, right? Your tables, everything is under for scrutiny and review. Right? Back when I was a DJ, right? And I was DJing weddings and stuff like that. It didn't matter if I got up on the day of a wedding and had a splitting migraine, right? Didn't matter. Didn't matter. I had to show up and I had to be on my A game, and I had to not only put on a show, right? MC, entertain. I had to be top on my top game at every venue. Every event I did, I had to. Because you're only as good as your last worst performance. Period. You know, if you phone it in, if you don't feel it, if you don't entertain the crowd, if you don't, that's all it takes. One, right? Because then everybody's, well, that guy was horrible, right? And then all of a sudden, your bookings dry up, right? When you're in the service industry, right? When you're servicing the public, be it a restaurant, be it entertaining, well, like I was doing, when I was, DJing, whatever, it doesn't matter. When you are entertaining when you are, in the service industry, when you're serving the public, you cannot have an off night. You cannot have an off performance. You just can't. Because it will literally destroy your business, especially small businesses. Like mine. Mine was a small business.
For us to even get in the food industry and to have our own restaurant and so, like, what are we doing?
Don't ask me to come to your house and then ask me what I think about it without asking me to give you my honest opinion.
Nobody asked. Nobody asked for that.
Well, see, now here's the thing. So Ocho said, well, nobody asked. Well, here's the thing. Ocho, did you actually go watch any of his videos that he put out over on the TikTok about these reviews? Because, sir, if you did, because like I said, I watched like 2 or 3. I didn't watch too many, just 2 or 3. And each one of them, he was asked to go there and to review those restaurants. In some of the instances, it was by the patrons that really like that restaurant, right? Come in there to do it. And in one particular incident, the daughter of the owner and cook, chef, whatever, right? Asked him, said, hey, would you, if you have time, would you please try my mama's restaurant? I think her food's really, really good. We're going to watch that video, matter of fact. I'm going to tell you something. And I think we've all been there, right? I've went to restaurants where, it's really popping. It's busy. Like every table is full. And the wait staff is working their full heads off, right? And, and they bring you out some food, and the food, man, it's just not there. It's just not right. It's okay, but I mean, it's not, Now, is that wait staff's fault? No, not at all. Is it the chef's fault? Possibly. But you don't know what's going on in back of house, right? You don't know if the managers didn't put enough people on shift that night to handle the load. Maybe they understaffed back in the kitchen. Maybe they've only got 2 chefs instead of maybe having 3 or 4 that they need to be able to get the food out, right? And so they're cooking at a faster pace, and it gets a little sloppy, right? It can happen. I've went to restaurants before where that's the case. To go in and the food is it's mid. It's mid. As Maggot says, it's mid, right? It's mid. And then I go back at a different time, and maybe it's not quite as busy, and the food would be off the hook delicious. I mean, just so good, right? And I've been in situations where the food was good, right? and the wait staff was horrible, right? You know, it takes a lot. It actually takes a lot from me to just not period go back to a restaurant. It has to be a combination of things, right? The wait staff has to be horrible. The food has to be horrible, right? The facilities have to be horrible, right? You go into the bathroom and you're afraid to even turn the knob on the sink to wash your hands or touch the door, and they don't have no, like the blow dryer thing or whatever. If they've got an air dryer thing to dry your hands with, isn't working, or they don't have no paper towels, just things like that, right? And the bathroom floor is nasty, and it look like it ain't been mopped or swept in a month of Sundays. There's a lot of things, right, that it has to occur for me to say, okay, that's it, right? There's only been like a couple of restaurants, right, that I will never go back to. One of them I got food poisoning from, and the other one, as I was eating, it was at a Mexican restaurant, and I was eating nachos for they have the big plate of nachos. We'll have like the cheese and the hamburger meat and the beans and less. It's just like a big nacho plate, right? Because I wasn't really wanting anything else, right? Or wasn't real hungry, whatever. And so I just got a nacho plate, and I'm sitting there eating whatever, and I picked up a chip, right? And a cockroach crawled off, and I was like, that's it. I was done. That was it. Done. I never went back to that place again. Matter of fact, I was so disgusted about it. I wrote a really bad review on Yelp about the place. Bad, horrible review, scathing review, right? How you going to sit there and serve somebody a dish? Oh God. Anyway. Yeah, like I said, yeah, it's, like I said, it takes a lot, right? Like not too long ago, was at work, and one of my coworkers was like, "Hey, let's go do this. There was this restaurant he likes to go. This Mexican restaurant. Let's go have there for lunch." And I love Mexican food. I could eat like a taco and refried beans, every day for lunch, whatever. I don't care, right? Tacos. How could you not like them? Tacos, right? It's tacos, right? Tacos. Went there and had tacos, whatever. The waitress was she was so horrible. I don't know, maybe possibly could have been like she was just kind of training, whatever, that type of thing. But the food was like really, really good, right? So a couple of weeks or whatever went by, and coworkers like, "Hey, let's go." And I said, "Yeah, let's go back to that. Let's go back to that Mexican. I'm gonna give it another try, whatever, right?" He's like, "Are you sure?" I said, yeah. I said, "Just one, it could have been an off day, whatever, right? It's fine. It's no big deal, whatever, right?" So we went back, whatever. And wait staff was great. Food was off the chart. Bomb.com again. Wonderful, right? So anyway, it's, so like I said, I could have just let one experience with this waitress who could possibly been brand new and was still kind of learning the ropes or whatever. It's possible. Totally destroy my view, but that's not, got to give them a couple of times, right? A cockroach crawls out of my plate. Now you ain't get the second one on that one, right? You poison me with food poisoning? Nah, fam, I'm cutting you off. That's it. You done, right? Screw that, right? But anyway, I don't agree with this guy Ocho's deal, right? Because he's sitting there talking about how nobody invited this dude in. He doesn't like the fact that he's coming in and he's critiquing these black-owned businesses. And he doesn't think because it's so hard. Well, I got news for you, right? I don't think it's any harder for one particular demographic versus another demographic to start a business and get it going and running, right? Here's the thing. If you've got, and it's about, I couldn't do it, right? I don't have the skill set, right? So I'm not going to sit here, with food industry, again, service, right? So if your facilities are clean, if your food is on point, if your wait staff takes care of the customers, right? And your price point on your dishes are, within, if you, in other words, are you given a good measure or portion of food for what price you're charging? You know what I'm saying? If you have that, right? I don't care what ethnicity, right? If it's, Asian, Chinese, or if it's, Mexican food, or if it's soul food, it doesn't matter. If the food is good, the wait staff is good, the facilities are clean, and your price point is there, you'll make it. It's just, that's it, right? And the thing of it is if you've got crappy food, right? Or if your wait staff is poorly trained, right? And if you're, again, whoever's responsible for like sweeping the floors and keeping the tables clean and the bathrooms, picked up, whatever, I guess your staff, I'll just say your staff, not just say your wait staff, but we'll just say staff in general. If the staff is not, whatever, how are you going to know this, right? Unless you have somebody come in that's with an unbiased and eats it. And here's the thing too, right? And the way that I've seen from watching this guy Keith Lee's videos, he himself, he doesn't go into the restaurants, right? He does takeaway. He'll call in, have it delivered like an Uber or something, or his family or friends, whatever, will go in and get the food and bring it out to him. So they don't know it's him, right? So they're getting, and the family is just, they're the ones who's, okay, is this wait staff doing well? Is the, they are the ones coming back and telling about that, right? And one of the instances, they did that. Then they all went inside and actually ate, right? And the food was so good, and the wait staff was so good. Keith blessed the entire restaurant, right? Blessed him with a really huge, tip, and then he doubly blessed the waiter that waited on him, right, as well. Because being in that industry it's tough as a wait staff, right? It's tough. A lot of times they don't get paid minimum wage. They're paid below minimum wage, and it's up to them through tips to make up that gap there between what minimum wage or whatever, right? It's a tough industry, right? And the thing about it is my personal, and this is something that really always just like, especially in American culture, tipping. Tip. Here's the thing, right? When I go out to eat, right? Even if the wait staff, like if whoever the server is, if they're really bad, right? I will still leave a tip, right? It's not going to be nothing exorbitant, whatever, right? But it's not going to be no, 25, 30% of whatever the bill is. I'm not going to do that, right? But they're going to get a little something, right? Because they put in some effort, and I think some effort, should be rewarded with a little bit. But I won't tip like automatic, 15, 20% or whatever it is, the standard. I just won't do it. But if a staff of the service staff, whatever. And here's the thing. Even if the food's not that great, that's not the wait staff's fault. That's back of house, right? That's the chef or the cook or whatever, right? So that's not their fault. So you don't punish them for that. Did they serve you well? Did they make sure your drink glass or your water, like I usually drink just water, whatever. If they make sure my water stayed filled, did they come back and ask, check on you? Do you need anything? Do you want, whatever. When they come out, do they make sure and put the plates in front of the right person? You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff. Attention, right? Like if I order, me and my wife order something, and if they put my wife's order in front of me and then walk off, and then me and my wife have to swap, no, that's not a big deal, right? It ain't no big deal. But it just tells me that they're not paying attention, right? But again, right, if it's on a popping in the restaurant and then they're like really busy and this wait staff has maybe got half a dozen or more tables that they're having to keep up, and they've got, but I take that in consideration too, right? I'm not like just a complete jerk about it. But it's attention to detail, because that's what, again, customer service. You're in the service industry. You've got to make sure that each customer that you're taking care of feels special in some way, right? They're out on the evening, they're spending their money, which is paying for your job. I mean, service industry, again, service industry. You got to take care of the customers. You got to do that. But anyway, let's continue on.
Nobody asked that.
A lot of these people, listen, a lot of these restaurants do DM him, ask him to come.
Yeah.
But he wants to go on. A lot of times he wants to go unannounced and give people. That's what he is. He's a food critic. He's turned himself into a food critic. It's okay.
Are we turning something? Resume? What are the qualifications of being a food critic?
What's the qualification? Dude, do you think that they got college courses down there at the local university? Yeah, I got my bachelor's in food critique. Get out of here. It's not that hard, my dude. You know what you like, you know what you don't like, you know whether or not if you got decent service or not. And here's the thing about it, right? It's not so much that this guy's a critique, it's the fact that he's got a huge following, right? So if a restaurant's food and everything's on point and he gives him a positive review, right? Guess what? Boom, that's going to drive a lot of traffic to that place. And now, as far as sustainability of that, who knows, right? Like I watch the Gordon Ramsay stuff where, like, they'll what was that where he comes in rescue, right? Like the rescue thing where he come in and kitchen rescue or whatever it was, right? And he'd come in and he'd order them, they'd bring the food out to him and it'd be garbage, and he comes in, he helps them, revamps their dining room and they clean their kitchen and all that. Kitchen nightmares. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Stripes. Right? We actually had one of those things come in and actually do one of those restaurants in the town where I work at, right? And it was this pizza place. And so went over there and ate. Not like right after it happened, because crazy, right? A bunch of people piling in after that, whatever. But, several months had went by and went in. I'll be honest with you. I think I would have preferred having like a Little Caesars pizza. Was not impressed at all. It was obvious that they had not kept up the level of quality and stuff that Chef Ramsay had kind of put in there, because I watched the episode, right? And it was obvious they hadn't kept up with that level of quality and the production and the whole kit and caboodle, right? And see, that's the thing, right? If it's not there, then you're you get reflected, because there was nobody in the restaurant. There was nobody. It was like lunchtime and the place was dead. And not only was it dead, it's like right by a university, like a college university. Do you know what college kids do to pizza? I mean, that's like one of their major food groups is pizza, right? Am I right? And it's like during the day, right? And it's lunchtime and there weren't no kids in there getting them a slice of pie. Get out of here. That was a red flag. Boom, right off the bat, right? I've not been back to the place, right? I probably won't go back because the food was just not very good. The wait staff was fine, right? That's no problem. But the food was it wasn't even mid. It was like sub mid, right? It wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't horrible. I didn't get sick, but it was not, it wasn't like it even mid tier. It's like, kind of, like D tier. It's like D tier. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, but if you don't have someone come in and critique your food, critique what you're doing and stuff, right? Then how are you going to even know, right? How are you even going to know whether what you're doing is working or not, right? You got to have that, right? You got to have that people come in and give that those reviews. You have to. It's just so anyway, let's see here. Let's go this route here. I think this is the window we'll go with because I don't do TikTok. So anyway, this here is what is this guy's name? Keith Lee. Okay. Okay. So anyway, where was it? Okay. So there's a couple of them here, right here. We're going to watch them. We're not going to watch all of them, but let's just kind of watch them and kind of go through them a little bit and see what he says.
Fresh off the plane, ATL, the first place we went to is Atlanta Breakfast Club. I got it. Let's try it and rate it 1 through 10. We spent $144.60. But granted, we got food for 5 adults and 2 kids. The customer service was interesting. While the people were nice, the rules they had set were very unique to me. We initially tried to do takeout, but when we came in, they said we couldn't sit down, and there was no space at the bar for us to stand. So we had to stand outside and order our food, and then we decided we just gonna dine in. But 2 people in our party stepped out for a second, because again, we fresh off the plane, so everybody was trying to get situated. The waitress, again, she was nice, but she told us she couldn't take any orders, or she couldn't do anything until everybody sat down. No water, no coffee, no drink orders, no nothing. She also said they can only do 1 order, and there's no add-ons. Like, if you want to add on afterwards, it's a wrap. 1 order for the whole table. She wouldn't even explain the menu to us. But again, she was very nice. I just understand it.
That's just weird, right? That's weird. Because what he's saying is like they have a dish. We'll say they'll have like whatever. It could be like pancakes and sausage or whatever, right? And you say, listen, I don't want sausage. Can I substitute the sausage for like some crispy bacon? And they're like, no, you can't do that because it's sausage. They're saying no substitutes. Not only that, but they weren't splitting tickets, which means like, okay, so this couple's together and this couple's no. They're 1 ticket for the entire table. They weren't going to take orders sporadically. They had to take all at once, and they weren't going to serve them any of their drinks or anything until everybody's order was in. What? You going to me? I can't even get like a glass of water, y'all. That's weird. I've never been to Atlanta, but that's just weird. Some Twilmidna says some restaurants don't do substitution. That's not that uncommon. Okay, that's fine. I'm not so much having a problem with whatever. That's fine. If that's their policy. That's their policy. Whatever. That's cool. But you gotta understand, right? Some of that other stuff was that's kind of weird, right? Right? Like the whole, I'm not bringing no drinks till everybody's ordered. I got to have all your orders at one time. Just some of that. That's just kind of weird. Is that not kind of weird? I think that's weird. I feel like it's weird. Maybe it's, I don't know, whatever.
Saying that those are their rules. Unique to me, but it is what it is. I'm going to show you everything I got, and we're going to try it and ready 1 through 10. Peach cobbler French toast. A breakfast bowl, which is eggs, bacon, cheese, and a biscuit. Last but not least, salmon croquettes. Peach cobbler French toast is separated, which I appreciate. Pour it right on top. Said it came with a shortcake topping. I think this is it. It's just 1 block. Am I supposed to break it up myself? No, it don't break up. Oh, wait. Oh, there you go. This is like wheat bread or whole grain toast. It's not my favorite thing, but it's also not my least favorite.
Okay, right there. You see what I'm talking about? That where he does that, they do that real close, tight in on his face. I don't. Why? Well, I am not a real good video editor or anything like that, but I don't understand that. I don't understand that zoom in on his his forehead and I don't. But anyway, and I'm gonna just tell you something. As I'm a home cook, right? And what's that? Yeah, he's just like every other food person to talk. Oh, do all the other people do that too, Maggot? Where they zoom in real tight on the face like that? Because that's just weird. What's that say? They all do that shit. A lot of them, anyways. Okay, well, all right, fair enough, I guess. But that's anyway, whatever. But anyway, that French toast. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Wasn't real impressed. Right? Wasn't real impressed. Listen, can I scroll? Let me scroll. Okay. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how that toast is staying firm and rigid like that, right? I don't, because I've made French toast. Used to make it for the kids. The boys loved it. Whatever, right? I don't understand this. Yeah, I don't. No, that's just it, Miss Stripes. It don't look soggy to me at all. It doesn't. Now it's glistening because they poured that syrup, that peach syrup over it, right? But it looks dry. It just looks dry to me.
Toast. It's not my favorite thing, but it's also not my least favorite thing. It's all right. You can see where the French toast.
See how dry that is? That's like really dry. And it's like okay, like when you make French toast and you dip it into the egg, the egg batter, right? That you dip it in to make it, quote, French toast. The bread's supposed to soak that up, right? It's supposed to, or as we say here in the South, yeah, you sop it up, right? It sops it up, and then it cooks and whatever, right? That looks dry as all get out. Not impressed, but again, it's hard to judge though just by pictures. You know what I'm saying? It could have been just really good too, right? But anyway, let's just see what he says.
Toast dipping absorbed into the bread. I would say like 10% of the bread is coated in that French toast. The rest of it is just bread. And the peaches are the only thing that's hot in this. 6 out of 10. This is the breakfast bar.
So it's not even hot. So the French toast wasn't even hot, y'all. Oh gosh. Yeah. Well, exactly. Appearance can be everything. Exactly, Kay. I'm gonna tell you something. When you go out to eat and they set that plate down in front of you, whatever, right? The first thing your eyes is your eyes, right? When you consume that, the very first thing you do is you consume it with your vision, right? And if it's not presented well, it's going to automatically make it's going to turn you off, right? It's going to.
Bro, it's just eggs, bacon, and potatoes. Everything is seasoned well. I'm not mad at that at all. Especially with some hot sauce. This would be real good. It's a very basic breakfast, but with basic, it's kind of easy to mess up. And I don't think that messes up. 7.5 out of 10. Let's see what this biscuit talking about.
I'm going to tell you, yeah, right? A little breakfast bowl like that, scrambled eggs, some cheese, bacon, potatoes. Yeah, you mess that up, you doing something wrong in life. Because that's like easy go-to, mad easy, right?
You mean no jelly? No jelly? Some syrup on a biscuit? Yeah. That's crazy work.
The butter is $1.
The butter $1?
Yeah,
they charged y'all. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Listen to that. Let me back it up a little bit. Listen
crazy
what they say.
The butter is $1.
The butter $1?
Yeah, they charge. Swear to God.
The butter $1? At a breakfast place?
Swear to God, that was like.
And that's the little cup. What name of the cup?
That little. Yes. He say.
They're going to charge $1 for some butter to put on a biscuit, y'all. In Atlanta, Georgia, in the South? No. Sorry, I don't know what. That's a fail. That is I'm embarrassed as a Southerner. I'm embarrassed. Charging for butter. Oh my garden seed.
It needs jelly for sure. It's buttery. It's salty. It's a good biscuit. I just can't swallow it. It's dry. That's like any biscuit. So
No, it's not. No, brother. No. You do a biscuit right, you ain't got to have nothing on it. It'll be as tender as a young maiden's heart, and it will melt in your mouth, and it will not be dry. If you all have nothing but some dry biscuits, you just haven't been getting to the right place. Anyway, so this place gets like, he gives them like a, it's a medium. I mean, it's not hard. It kind of $1 for butter. I think that's a little bit much, whatever. And like I say, the toast, the toast was a little bit dry, or was dry. And then the biscuit, he said, was okay, but it was just dry. So anyway, let's look at this next one.
me and my family are driving around
This one's got 17.4 million views.
Atlanta looking for places to eat. When I receive this email, you can pause to read if you would like to.
Okay. So here's what the email says. Yo, Keith, I know you're in Atlanta, and I was wondering if you could come by and try my mom's restaurant. It's called The Dining Experience, and gives address Fairborn, 8420 Sonora Road. It would be an honor to try. It would be an honor for you to try amazing food and have a good experience. We are open Friday through Sunday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So this again,
I got it. Let's try it and rate it 1 through 10. I spent $60. The name of this place is the Dining Experience. It's about 30 minutes from downtown Atlanta. When you pulled up, it was completely empty. From the parking lot to the actual restaurant itself, nobody. Now I want to know, is it the customer service, is it the food, or is it the lack of marketing? In my opinion, if you compare it to the rest of the customer service we've had since we've been in Atlanta, this is pretty good. After I was done with the review, I walked in the restaurant and I got feedback from my family. And I saw it for myself. And my opinion on the customer service changed drastically. I'll explain all of that at the end though. Granted, no calling orders or no pickup on DoorDash. But the people on the inside were really nice. So compared to the rest of Atlanta.
see, and I don't understand that either, right? Maybe it's just something in Atlanta. I don't know, right? But I know, well, like when me and my family travel, we go different parts of we've been to like different parts of Texas and things like that, up in Missouri and stuff. And having access to, like when you're traveling like that, and having access to like DoorDash and things like that, to, you know, if you've been out all day, whatever, and you do a DoorDash and have it brought to your place or whatever, it's just a godsend. Now, yeah, you're paying a premium price, right? But sometimes you're tired. You don't want to go out after you've been out all day. You don't want to go and have to fight whatever, right? So I don't understand why a restaurant would not offer that service, like a DoorDash or Bite Squad or whatever it is, you know, that they have, the different services, whatever. Why they wouldn't have that is a little bit curious to me, and why they don't like do takeaways, like you call in and do pickup orders and things like that. That's or whatever, online ordering, things like that, especially in this day and age. Like there's several restaurants and stuff, like if the wife and I decide, hey, we're gonna dine out or whatever, I can go online to that place's website and I can place an order. You know, my wife just goes in, picks it up, right back out. She doesn't have to wait around. There's no fuss, there's no muss. In and out, right? Boom. And I would think they probably, you know, would have a fairly decent business being able to do that, right? In this day and age with social media and mobile devices and stuff like it is, why businesses wouldn't tap into that resources is a little bit perplexing to me. But anyway, maybe I just don't know the scene down there and I don't understand. So you have to set up a different ticketing system for DoorDash and stuff. That may be why it's actually really confusing sometimes. When I worked as a waitress, I had to deal with it a lot. Oh, well, that could be where that very well could be at 12 midnight. I don't know. Like I said, I'm green to all this. I just know that being able to do the online ordering and just, you know, go through and pick it up and stuff is really convenient and handy. And you know, the wife and I use that all the time. Like I said, maybe there's not enough volume there. I don't know. I just don't know.
So far, I don't think the customer service is the issue. And as you can see, I'm sitting in the car, so they have no idea I'm here. I'm gonna show you everything I got, and we're gonna try it and rate it 1 through 10. Salmon egg rolls, fried salmon and grits with a biscuit, and last but not least, chicken and waffles. The waffle is under this tinfoil. Just by the looks, I personally don't think that's $60 worth of food. But in this economy, everything is expensive. But the portions on this alone are huge.
Yeah.
This filled to the brim. That's a big piece of.
See, that's what you see what I was talking about earlier. But you know, this day and age, you know, but just the raw produce to make the end product and stuff is so high. So yeah, prices are up, right? And I honestly, like, I don't know how young families go out to eat and take their kids and stuff. I don't know how they do it. Me and the wife struggled when our boys were young, because you know, every once in a while you wouldn't want to take them out, you know, a little bit, you know, a little treat, you know, for the boys and you know, wife or whatever. But nowadays, I just don't know, man.
The salmon too, grits, ooh, covered in butter and cheese.
We got that cheesy grit going on.
The salmon. They got
that
me
looks
on the
good.
looks.
Looks good.
Mm-hmm.
They got me on the taste too. Everything is seasoned really well, really well. Now, personally, I would add a little more pepper to these grits, but they salt it well. It's a lot of cheese. The salmon is cooked really well. It's tender. It's juicy.
Looks
it's
good.
Flavorful.
Y'all, I ain't even had supper tonight.
Really
I ain't even ate
This
supper
hot
yet.
food.
Now, this stuff making me so hungry.
I don't
Holy
even
shit.
really get down with the grits because of the texture, but I'm messing with this a long way. Next is this
Why keep zooming? Why zoom in? I mean, right in here on the. I just so weird why they do that mess.
Salmon egg rolls. I ain't never had a salmon egg roll before. I like the uniqueness of this.
Ooh, that sounds so good. Looks so good.
It just tastes like really well seasoned salmon and cheese. I'm not mad at this at all. I do wish it came with some kind of sauce, but as is, 8.5 out of 10.
Wow, that's a pretty good rating, 8.5.
I know y'all hear the crunch on that thing.
Yeah.
It's a chicken and waffles. I have to separate
Okay.
it. I will say the price may scare some people off, but so far, this food is delicious, in my opinion. Sure. They use melted butter. I like that a little bit.
Oh, look at that melted butter on the waffle.
This the chicken. Dip it in that syrup. All of that meat came off that bone. All of it.
Means it's tender. That waffle looking fluffy and tender.
This is the best brunch I've had since I've been here. It's not even close in my opinion. This waffle not too sweet. It's soft. It's buttery. 9.5 out of 10. It's simple.
Good Lord, 9.5. I don't like these tight zooms like this, y'all. That freaks me out. Why are they? I know, Maggot. I know you say that's what they do. I understand. But that's just weird, y'all. I'm behind on the stream a little bit, but to answer your question, we don't. Last time I took my kids to a buffet, it was $100. Oh, you kidding? Holy shit. Oh my God.
But it's delicious in my eyes. I don't have all the extra thrills. It's literally just a waffle and chicken, but I think they did simple really well, if you ask me.
That's all you need.
So in my opinion, why is the dining experience completely empty on a Friday morning? To me, it's not the customer service, and it's the show, not the food. It's the marketing. And I pray and I hope after this, y'all reach our target audience. God bless you. Have an amazing day. Y'all be safe. Now, like I said, when I was done with my food, I walked in, and the guy that I met, who was the waiter, he had some of the best customer service I experienced in a long time. My family was happy. I was happy. When I say attentive, nice, my family was being indecisive. We didn't know if he was going to do takeout. We didn't know if he was going to sit. He didn't care. We had 2 babies with us. Didn't care. Amazing customer service. The closest to a 10 out of 10 customer service I've experienced in a long time. So much so when it was time to pay for our bill, the bill was $76. I tipped him $1,000. But when I tipped him, the owner asked was a tip for the whole staff. I said, yeah, y'all can split it throughout the whole staff. But then I tipped him personally another $1,000. Because yes, the rest of the staff was really nice and the food was really good. But that waiter, he deserved every bit of it.
I came to him, and from the whole time.
You hear that? And I'm sure there's a lot of people that wish they had that ability, right, to bless people like that, right? Like if you have just above and beyond service, and you know these people are working hard, you know they just barely getting by, right? Wait staff in the service industry is such a tough job, right? And good on this dude, right? Good on this dude that he has the wherewithal to be able to do that. And not only did he bless that entire establishment, right? Because understand something, right? Those people in the back that are preparing the food, to the bus boys that bust the tables and wash the dishes and clean the bathrooms and haul the trash out, those guys don't get tipped, right? Those guys don't receive the blessings like that. It's just the front of house, the waiters and stuff, right? And I know I've seen some restaurants and stuff, whatever, right, where oh yes, they do. Well, I was just fixing to get in there, right? Some establishments, they'll take that in and they make them split the tips and stuff among the people in the back and so forth and whatever, right? I know that happens to a midnight, but I can tell you in my day when I was working in the service industry, when I was a teenager, and was in going to even after high school and was in going to to school to become a IT and stuff. Nah, they didn't. So why did they get most of your tips? 12 minutes. Why were you forced to give up your tips? That don't make sense to me. I could see splitting, getting a portion of it, but why would they get all of it? That don't make no sense. That just don't make no sense. I hate that happened to you though, especially. I mean, because was you compensated? Like, was your pay right? Was you making like oh, because your boss sucked assholes? Well, that'll do it, right? Listen, I seen one of those episodes where Gordon Ramsay, whatever, the boss kept the tips of the wait staff. Oh my God, that's criminal to admit. That is just criminal. Jeez, that's criminal. I hate that happen. But anyway, this guy, like I said, he blessed everybody, and that's so awesome that he has the ability to do that, right? But now I didn't watch all of this, but he addressed that podcast that we started off the show with.
Okay,
So let's like the fact of what he's doing.
Ocho,
I don't like
Ocho.
I don't like the critiquing of our restaurants and having people and talking bad about our goddamn businesses and
Ocho,
like dude, you know how hard
it
it is
and I get it, Ocho.
for us to even get in the food industry and to have our own restaurant and so like,
Ocho.
what are we doing?
Let's talk about it. First, I want to say God bless you, and I respect your opinion. Your opinion is just as valuable as the next person's opinion. But I do agree with you. It is hard to open a restaurant. It is hard to get the funding. It is hard to have people come in. I agree. And I'm blessed enough to be a marketing platform for those restaurants, completely free. To me, it seems like you have no idea who I am. And again, that's okay with me. The main point was my qualifications. I'll be honest with you. I've been a professional fighter for almost 10 years. I've traveled the world eating food. I've cut weight from anywhere from 170 pounds to 135 pounds. And food is one of the most important things when it comes to cutting weight.
See, I didn't know that about this dude, but he's a professional athlete too, right? So here's the question. If these professional athletes think that they have the knowledge and the wherewithal to go and start these businesses and whatever, right? Then doesn't he have just as much knowledge to be able to critique the food and stuff? And like he said, he does all this for free, right? He goes in, he does it as blind as he possibly can, which I mean by that is the restaurant, whatever one he's doing, doesn't know it's for him. He sends in his people, right? His family or whoever he's with to get the food, bring out for him, and then he reviews it. And they don't know it's for him. So he's not getting like the special treatment like those two guys were talking about, the special tables right in because they know that tip is coming, right? They didn't know. They just served the man food. The man ate the food. The food was good. Then his whole family went in and ate, and then he blessed them. Right? But that's the thing. You know, this guy Ocho, he just wanted to flap his gums, and he will sit there and say how you should be making videos because you're a black business. Any business is open to critique and criticism. Period. I don't care, again, if it's Mexican, Italian, Chinese, soul food. I don't care. Whatever. From a food truck to a brick and mortar, 5-star Michelin, or Tony down there that's selling brisket and ribs out of a food truck. It don't matter. It's open to critique and criticism. Period.
So at the end of the day, I'm just a foodie. I agree with you. I've been blessed enough to be in this position. But then in return, I want to ask you, what are your qualifications to have this firm stance on this topic? Because to me, this seems like your first time ever seeing me. And if it's not, again, I have another question. Why is this your first time speaking on me? We've been blessed enough to raise over $40,000 for a restaurant owner who has cancer. We've been blessed enough to be used as a vessel to retire a teacher in less than 24 hours. We've been blessed enough to be a part of keeping multiple restaurants doors open. And all of this within the span of 10 months.
I want to be very clear. That question isn't to say you or anybody else should know who I am. I simply ask, if this isn't your first time seeing me, what stopped you from talking about the positive things we've been able to do? Specifically to the community that you are worried about us negatively affecting.
And to your point, that's without any form of...
This man is being so kind and gracious right now. So kind and gracious to Ocho.
qualifications. And let's be honest, I think one of the main reasons of why we're here is because I'm relatable. I'm a customer like everybody else. I pay for my food like everybody else. I don't take anything from these restaurants. No matter how much business comes from any post I make, I don't take any money. If I was to go to school and get all of the qualifications and start talking in big words that not a lot of people understand, will they still come out and wait in 4-hour lines? I don't believe so. I'm a normal person just like you. So again, you are completely entitled to your opinion, and so am I. And my opinion is that you should have done a lot more research before you made this firm stance, especially on a platform.
Bingo.
Like I don't go anywhere and just give my unsolicited opinion. You said I should only get positive reviews. The reason I don't believe that it worked because it'd be inauthentic. And hypothetically, if I was to be inauthentic and you waited in a 3-hour wait time and you got to the front and the food was trash, who you gonna be mad at? The restaurant owner or me? Those 600 people who waited in line, they're gonna all make videos and say I'm a fraud, say I lied. And that 4-hour line only gonna be there that one time because everybody gonna say the food is trash.
Simply just to spite me, not even a restaurant themselves.
But if it's a restaurant where the people really put their time and their effort into, that 4-hour wait time is gonna be 4 hours the next day and the next day.
That's what I was saying, right? Sometimes it is what he was saying earlier, right? Why was this place empty? Marketing. The food was good. He said it was the best food he'd had in Atlanta. He said the service was the best he'd had in a long time, period. He didn't even qualify Atlanta. He said, period. It was the best he'd had. Attentive, right? And then he lists all these. Like I said, I didn't even watch all this. I didn't know he'd done all those other great things for people. This guy's, I'm sorry, but to me, he seems like this guy here, Keith Lee, right? He seems to me like he's a good dude. It's what it seems. He's helping people. He's helping businesses. Yeah, can he break a business because they give him poor service, or the food services or the food's bad, and he gives them a negative review? Can it hurt the business? 100%. It 100% can, right? And I think he understands that, right? But he also understands too that because he's honest and he doesn't necessarily pull punches, that people know when he gives a review to a restaurant, says, hey, this is good food, this whatever, that the people are going to show up now because he's gave it, right? So I just like I said, I just think I think those guys kind of really stepped in it. It's like, I agree with him. Before you're going to sit there and run off, you need to try to, and I'm sure there's been a few times where I've kind of went off a little half cocked or whatever and that type of thing. And I may have kind of spoke out of turn or whatever. And then I have to come back and apologize for it. I know it's happened to me a time or two. It's not a pleasant thing to do, but it happens, right? So Maggot says he's a nice guy. I watched one of his videos when he's surprised with his wife with food. It was really cute. Well, there you go. He gave an honest review of Mr. Beast's cookies right to his face. So there you go. There you go. Right. Exactly. Well, I hope you don't hear that. My stomach's just a growling. I guess I'm getting a rumbly in my tumbly, like Pooh says. I'm going to have to go find me some honey or something. A couple of more little things real quick and get out of here. What is this? What are you, Goblin? Why are you texting me? What is this? I am not watching none of your garbage videos, Seth. I'm not watching this guy cook garbage food on his nasty mattress. And you can just hang that up. That ain't happening. Go off with that. Bye-bye. And no, ma'am. Thank you. All right. So last night, K-Huck did a little streamy poo. And she had her co-host, the lovely Miss Maggot, was on there. And she had Zyla Gets Real and Bunny. And I didn't get to hear all of it. Okay, so before I get into this, whatever, I'm going to just tell you some of the things that are going on and why I kind of had to push pause for a few days. As you guys know, my mother-in-law, back, a few months ago, had a little spill, and she came to live with us to recoup and mend and what have you, right? Well, she had another one, and she's living with us again while she recoups and mends and what have you. And so I was having to deal with that. That was one of the things I was having to deal with. The other thing that was this one is going to be tough. So I had this cousin, He was about 10 years younger than me. And even though he was younger than me, I really admired him and I looked up to him as a role model. Um, he was in the Marine Corps. He was a lieutenant. The battalion and that he was in and the squad. I don't know the proper terms, so please don't come at me too hard on this. But the group of men that he was the leader of was at the head of the spear in Iraq when they went in to go after Saddam. They anyway they went through a lot. Shot at, large weapon fire, small weapon fire, the whole kit and caboodle. And super great dude. Just so awesome. He was a great father, a great husband, just a great friend, just a good man, period. And he and his he has two teenage kids, and then he has a preteen child as well. So he and his middle child went out, very athletic, very ran marathons, worked. He worked for Homeland Security, did undercover work, busted up drug trafficking. Scary looking dude. When he was like, he would come back to Arkansas to visit and stuff, and he would, be coming in off of an undercover thing, and he would just be scary as all hell. Just tough looking dude, but had a heart of gold. Just had an absolute heart of gold. And he went out for a run the other evening. Over the weekend, he went out for a run with his daughter. That's one of the things that they would go for runs. And he came back home, and he wasn't feeling good. And anyway, he wound up passing away from a massive coronary. And so now there's three young kids that's going to grow up without a dad, and a wife that's doesn't have her best friend and partner no more. And I lost a cousin that I really admired. But anyway, that's just it's a part of life. It's not a part of life that I like, that nobody likes, right? But I just had to have a little bit of time to deal with that and everything that was going on. So I'm sorry that I kind of had to plug because I couldn't. I just couldn't, But like I say, it's I'm okay. I'm still processing it. But it'll be okay. It'll be fine. But anyway, K Huck did a stream last night, and so I didn't get to hear all that, whatever, because my mother-in-law was we had to get my mother-in-law settled. She was finally released and whatever, and we had to get her settled and squared away or whatever, right? And anyway, but I got to tune in towards the latter of the I got to tune into the latter part, and I really enjoyed it. I needed that stream last night. It was very entertaining, and there's four of my favorite ladies that was on air streaming, and they were just having fun. And really enjoying it. Whatever. No, you can still be mean. 100% maggot. If you're not mean, then I'll think you don't like me anymore. So anyway, I was watching or whatever. Anyway, so I I kind of mess with Maggot a little bit because I like to aggravate her. She's fun. I like to aggravate Maggot. So anyway, she kind of got a little bit of a shock or a surprise or whatever. But anyway, I've kind of been working at doing a little bit better on editing and stuff. So anyway, contrary to belief, D-Max didn't do this. Yours truly. I did all of this by myself. Max didn't help me any at all. So Max doesn't get any of the dadgum credit. This is me. I'm taking this because I did this and I'm proud of this.
Oh,
Me. This is me every time. Every time. Everything turns to fucking sheer ice here, man. I hate it.
Wait, didn't you just get some really some good snow like the other day?
Yeah, there's a bunch of fucking snow. I had to go out and shovel it all.
How much? How much did you get?
I don't remember how much it was. It's a good bit. My feet sink in it.
Oh dang!
Oh, fuck snap.
Boo hoo hoo, cry baby maggot. You know what, people? Be nice.
Now I want to hang on here. I want to. Can I back that up? Let me back it up. Okay.
Bit. My feet sink
I want to
in
show
it.
you guys something.
Oh dang!
Because that's kind of fast.
Boo.
So yeah, boo hoo hoo,
Boo-hoo,
cry baby
cry
maggot,
baby.
right? But look at here. I'm getting all kinds of people. True Peepaw, Spectre's
Maggot. You know
backing
what,
me
Peepaw?
up. Seth, right? The Goblin says Peepaw facts, right? So I had people, was not just me, right? That was like saying, suck it up, Buttercup, right? Who hasn't busted their looking glass because they had to go out and had to, shovel off the little snow or whatever, right? Take the names down, Maggot. Well, yeah, you're right, Maggot. No, Spectre always talking shit. You're right there. I can't argue with you on that, right?
Be nice.
Yeah, why don't you go be a glazed donut some more, you freak?
Does people have a wrench? Oh, he does.
Yes.
Okay. Damn.
He does, but you know what, Xylee? He does, Xylee, but you know what? I'm a managing moderator in this chat.
Oh.
People
Are you?
Wait a second.
What?
K-Hook,
What?
we're gonna throw hands, girl. We're gonna throw hands. I should be.
What?
Y'all, I was rolling. When she tried to, and she found out she couldn't, I was dying laughing. I was laughing so hard. I was like, get wrecked. It was the greatest thing ever.
What? She can't time out people because she made people a managing mod too.
Peepaw gets a W. That's right.
People W.
Yep, people W.
Look at that. Everybody laughing. Reese is laughing. Spectre's laughing. Go ahead, make my day. That's right. Suck it. Top Tomatoes laughing. Look at them. They're all, yeah. Seth, Reese, all of them. All of them laughing
Maggot,
at
you
you,
okay?
Maggot. All of them. Oh, she got kicked. Ah!
Did Maggot leave?
The 1-2 punch, baby. 1-2 punch. Boom.
Come back, Maggot. Maggot, come back.
How about no?
There she is.
You know, Maggot, this wouldn't have happened had you been my coach.
See, now I know why Maggot. I know why Maggot thought, and even K-Hook, because K-Hook said, "Oh, nice editing, D-Max." So even K-Hook, I don't know why, because the little pop-up on the screen, right? The little text pop-ups. No, fam. I know how to do that too. I got to plug in for my little editing software. Boom, 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 and I can do the fancy stuff too. Make it look like I'm some kind of something now.
Co-host on my channel instead of here.
Ooh.
You know?
Ooh. Or mine.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Or Bonnie's. This wouldn't have happened to you.
Ooh.
But you picked, you chose a side, Maggot.
Maggot
and now
chose-
you must reap what you sow.
I'm quitting.
Maggot says, because I know Max is conspiring against me. The voices in my head don't. No, he's not, Maggot. I promise you, Max is not conspiring against you.
No, don't leave.
I still love you.
Why are you laughing? It's not funny.
Because it's funny as
serious.
fuck.
That's right. That's right. Zada got it right, because it's funny as fuck.
It's
I'm
funny
serious. I'm quitting.
as fuck. Why are you quitting?
I'm quitting.
Why?
Why? Why are you quitting, Maggot? Don't quit, Maggot. Don't quit. Don't be a quitter. Don't be a quitter. Don't do that. That's just... That's petty, Maggot. That's just petty. So I guess just a couple of more things. We'll get out of here. My resignation will be on the desk in the morning. Go ahead. K-Huck, let her resign and then hire her back in at half pay.
You know what you should do?
What's that I do, Zadi? What should I do?
You should put her in a 5-minute corner in your chat right now. That's what you should do. That would be funny as hell.
I could, but see, I don't play that way. I don't
Put
play
baby
that.
in the corner.
Put
Put baby in the put baby in the corner.
That was funny as hell.
She was salty as hell. But you know what? I still stand by what I say.
Yeah,
Had
of course.
She did not. If she had not had gone with the way of K-Huck, and she would have came with me and Bunny, this shit wouldn't have happened. Just saying.
Well, you're not wrong on that. You're not wrong at all. So, anyway. But,
See, now she's trying to. Now she's sexually harassing me again.
Oh my! What? Cause she's gonna give you a kiss?
Oh my God! She follows me around and says that shit. It's so gross.
Well, I'm not gonna get in the middle of that. That's between you two ladies to work out. That's.
Oh my God!
I am telling you, don't touch that at all.
Nasty ass.
So
listen, I don't know where your lips been. Okay, thank you very much.
I need a deck now.
Pigeon. Hang on here. Let me get this.
I need a deck
Pigeon
now.
salad. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Let's see who got.
I need a deck now.
Squatchin, Lisa M, and Taurus.
I need a deck now.
And Sammykins.
I need a deck now.
Sammykins, yeah.
Yeah. Make sure you get some more sip.
I like beer.
You got it. There you go. You get it all tonight.
I like beer.
We have some returning memberships. That's why they got that. I need a dick.
Oh my God.
Oh me. Cool beans. I like beer. Exactly. But anyway, so I guess I should share my screen. I'm sorry. Oh, there's
You ain't got to. You good?
No,
Okay.
no.
Oh God, it's Nerdy John.
Bring on Nerdy in here. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
How you doing tonight, Nerdy?
Yeah, speaking of tonight, what you doing streaming at night? Your peepaw in the morning, coffee with peepaw. Okay, I can't be having coffee this late.
Well, I've had a couple of things that was going on. I discussed them in the stream or whatever. You can go back and watch it or whatever, but I kind of explain what's been going on, why I haven't been streaming in the morning. But I will try to get it going in the morning and have a stream tomorrow morning and pick things back up. So, but evidently there was a few people that had been missing me and
Oh my God. You would think
I
that
died. You thought I died, right?
Well, okay, not that far, but you definitely went to go get milk and didn't come back home with the way these people act.
Exactly. It's like I went to get milk and cigarettes and never came home.
Yep. All right, kids, I'm gonna go get milk and cigarettes. 2 days later, everybody's like, "Where's Peepaw? Where's Peepaw?
Mama, where's
My
Peepaw?"
God, y'all saw him tweet. You knew he was alive.
Yeah, I was still engaging with people on social media and stuff. So I even called into K-Huck's stream last night for a little bit. So I mean, I was around, guys. I just, I just didn't feel like I just didn't think I had a show in me to be able to do a show. I just, you know,
I feel
so,
you. It's like that.
Yeah.
The other night, like when I can't do a show, I can't do a show. It's like when Edna did what she did right before I went live.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't do a show for y'all tonight because I'm not going to be entertaining. I got to take care of this, and you know, I feel you. I get it, dude.
Listen, Squatchin and either of the rest of you guys, you don't feel bad. Shouldn't feel. You didn't know. If you didn't know, you didn't know, right?
You didn't know. You didn't know.
I just wasn't ready to talk about some of it, and so
Absolutely.
but you guys know that. I'm pretty much an open book with you guys. I don't keep a whole lot, you know.
Yeah.
Augie gave people PTSD, and then they thought people was going to follow suit. No, I'm not. No,
First, y'all lucky too.
Then it
Y'all
was
lucky
Augie.
too, because I was going to start streaming every morning at 7:30 in the damn morning. Y'all have to deal with my grumpy ass with no sleep.
But
oh my God, that would.
But anyway, thanks for the 3 months subscription there. By the way, Pigeon Saturday. But honestly, do you think you could actually get up every morning that early to be able to do a show?
In order for me to do a show, I wouldn't be sleeping. What do you mean?
Exactly. So
before the other night, I like last night when as soon as I K-Hugs, I went to bed.
So
I woke up like 5 o'clock this morning.
Yeah. So real quick, what about your kitty cat? Is she okay? Do we know? Have we got anything?
I think I just spent $600 to find out she was stressed out.
Poor things.
Well, you know, I used to laugh. I'll be honest with you. I used to laugh at people that would spend like these ungodly amounts of money on their pets, right? The vets and stuff.
Yeah.
Right? All I'd ever had for pets were dogs, and they were outside dogs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's it's just different, right? You didn't take them to the vet. Either they made it or they just didn't make it. It was just that simple, right?
Yep.
And then I rescued a little dog, and and you know, she would sit in my lap, and we would watch television and whatever, and you know, I'd give her little Ritz crackers every now and then, and things like that, right? And when she got sick, and I took her to the vet, and the vet's like, well, she's got cancer, and she was in bad shape, and we wound up having to just put her down.
Yeah.
Look, that hurt me. I'm not even going to front. It hurt me bad. And
yeah.
So I don't laugh at people no more that spend money on their animals. I just don't. I mean,
I'm making an appointment. I'm making an appointment for Pumpkin. Probably the end of this month is when they're going to do it. And with the way she's like looking lately, not how she's acting. She still eats, drinks, begs for milk, and is still a little pain in the butt. But she's losing a lot of weight. She's got a bump on her back. I'm kind of scared they're going to tell me the same thing.
Yeah. That's what Daisy died of was.
Yeah.
It was arthritis and the cancer, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And that's my and Pumpkin is my husband's baby. That they have the same personality. They are literally I mean, I know she's a cat, but they're like the same person. Passive aggressive, everything. Begging, everything. And no, I think maybe Pumpkin might have that. But then again, might not be. It might not be that because she doesn't act sick or anything. But Edna's fine. Edna hasn't thrown up since we've gotten back from the doctors.
That's good.
And she takes her medicine fine.
Okay.
You know, she's doing good. She's doing good.
I hope it's not nothing serious then.
Yeah.
Is Pumpkin still got the energy, or was she never really a playful cat to begin with?
Oh no, Pumpkin still has the energy. She still does the thing where she sees me and like she stops real quick and then she takes off running because she wants me to chase her. She still does that.
Oh, that's
cute. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. The bump's getting bigger, and it's time for us to go ahead and take her because she's lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
I don't know. We'll find out. Well, she's old though.
Yeah. Well.
She's got to be like. They estimated her age to be 5 when we got her, and we got her like 4 or 5 years ago. So she's like 10 plus years old.
And I don't know what the lifespan of a cat is, because that was not something we didn't have because I'm allergic.
Usually
to them,
between 10 and 20.
Okay, all right. So
yeah,
all right. Well,
that's gonna be stubborn bastards too.
Mm-hmm.
So now recording, I guess, did a video where I guess they discussed my.
It was a good video. I actually enjoyed it. I
was.
watched it today. I watched it like 6 o'clock
The
in the
art was
morning.
really good.
Yeah.
I watched it. I will say this. I don't disagree with the majority of the sentiments that were expressed. There was one or two that I don't agree with, and that's okay. I mean, I'm obviously biased, but
obviously, yeah.
So, but overall, I thought it was fairly well. Of course, the one thing that I did find kind of interesting was when listening, and Max clipped this out and stuff here, was the recording that Now Recording did was done prior to this past Sunday's Turd Island.
Right.
Which I didn't even get to listen to till just the other day, all of it. Again, because had stuff going on pretty serious this weekend, and so I didn't get to, so I didn't actually get to listen to the Turtle Island thing till like Monday or Tuesday. And but Max clipped this out, and I found this is a little bit interesting because while Sin, who is probably at this point in time, probably one of the last, like I would say, large supporters of the person that I got in a disagreement with. It was kind of funny, even his take on this, because in the recording, he has pretty much the same sentiment, but he doesn't quite go to the lengths that he does in this clip. So I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but we'll play it real quick.
How do you guys think of the peapod, like the lion, the slug, and the peapod debate? How do you guys feel about that? Like, cause Seth, I know,
Slug
like,
got
you
cooked. Slug got cooked.
Right?
Like I knew you would.
Him muting someone is the bitchiest fucking thing to do.
So, Sin even says that, so, but anyway, this is the link, or this is the video, whatever. I'll share the link to the Now Recording, because I like those boys. I think they did a good job. I think they did a real good job. I enjoyed the video. The artwork, I think, is really good. I assume that the person on the left is Sin. I guess that's supposed to be Sin. I don't know.
No, I think that's a. Oh, I was gonna say Slug, but then
Yeah, that's
Slug
slugging people. I think I was in the call with Mishi when she was making that. I think it was Mishi who made that, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah,
wasn't it Mishi?
Mishi did the artwork.
I think I was in the call. I think I was in the call with her when she was making that one.
Well, I didn't know because there's the little character on the shoulder, so I didn't know exactly. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Whatever. Good video. Like I said, I didn't agree with all the opinions that were put forth by the Now Recording boys. But that doesn't mean that their opinions are not valid. I just don't agree with them. But anyway, it is well worth the listen. Like I said, I listened to it today, this morning while I was working. So give it a listen. Go support the guys. Like I say, I think they they did a really good job. So was this something here? Yeah, okay, so drama alert, oh my Lord, they're kind of,
the account's dropping the ball.
Well, it's almost like it's become almost like tabloidy, right? I mean, it was always it was always kind of TMZ, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the kind of stuff that, that Keem did, the whole, whatever, but, drama and what have you. But this one here, I guess Adam 22 is doing a reality show, right?
Yeah.
Well, he's got all these guys, I guess, that are vying to.
Yeah, they're going to do a threesome, 2 guys, 1 girl.
Yeah, with his wife, which
yes.
I'm not even going to comment on that. I don't think I have to comment on that. I think everybody would know where I would come down on this. But this video, well,
I know which one.
I'm going to just play the video.
I've heard some things about you.
I've seen this one in the movies before.
Okay. Everything I heard was true.
So as I'm swinging there in front of Adam and Lena, I could see the look on Adam's face, and I don't think he was quite ready for what I had to bring.
It's like a third leg. It is so big.
Women let you put that inside them?
Yeah. Well, if it'll fit.
Yeah. Does it often not fit?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Do they sometimes shriek in horror when you pull it out?
Sometimes.
I like a challenge.
God, why am I watching this with people? Why am I watching this
You
with
know,
people?
to give Adam like one compliment, he's capitalizing on his controversy. And he much rather have people focus on this than him, linking up with a 16-year-old in Canada. So, good on him, I guess.
Oh God.
Y'all, that's just not right. Right? I mean, I don't think I'm out of pocket.
Gotta
on
get a
this.
Diet Mountain. This is a Diet Mountain Dew moment. Hold on.
Okay, yeah, go get your Diet Mountain Dew. That's fine. I'll just
You see what you guys are doing to Xylate.
Listen, I don't know. Honestly and truthfully, I don't know. I just don't know. That's
Poor people.
Anyway.
Look, a family that does porn together stays together, okay?
You're not saying they should keep it in the family, are you?
No, I am not saying that, god damn it.
I'm gonna just say this. Never ever in a million years would I ever be associated or part of anything like that. Ever.
No, I get it. Well, I mean, that's your morals, and nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Here's my thing. I better not hear down the road that he throws this in her face. I'm gonna tell you what, he better not end up throwing this in her face years down the road.
Oh, it's going to be a very interesting divorce if that ever happens.
I'm gonna tell you what, and I'm gonna cover every inch of it because I'm gonna have everything he ever said about her having sex with other men.
When you say every inch, you're talking about the story and not the guy that was just on the screen, right?
No, not his PP. No.
Okay. So here's what I'll say to this. He's an adult. She is an adult. They are allowed to do whatever they want as consenting adults. I don't care. What I will say is this. They have a small child that is going to grow up with this type of stuff out there about their parents. I do not envy this childhood that this child is going to be having to go through. I'm just not. And
I think the money will help with that just a little bit. The money can pay for therapy, at least.
Well, okay, there's going to have to be some therapy. I'm thinking there's going to be some therapy. I whatever. Again, they're consulting.
Have been, yeah, sure. And children grow up perfectly fine. So I mean, it's one of those things where it's how they raise the child and basically how they raise the kid. I mean, honestly. Which, I mean, like I said, you're not wrong in your thinking because if that's how you feel and that's how you would run your house, that's how you run your house. Nobody can tell you that.
Like I said, I'm not going to throw shame. I'm not going to sit there or anything like that. I mean, they do whatever they want to do. Yeah, I get you. Mm-hmm. But I, as a man, and the way that I was raised and what I understand it is to be a man, there's no way I would ever be a part of anything like that. But
well, I mean, they look at things different. That's all.
Yeah, he was raised differently, right? He has a more lackadaisical approach, I guess, when it comes to that type of thing. Where I mean,
when it boils down to it, he married a porn star. He should know that's what he was signing up for. He married a porn star.
And
Badwick
he would be in her videos, and they would do threesomes with other girls.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. They have a podcast on OnlyFans that they have. They interview the girl and then they have sex with the girl. So I mean,
wow. Okay.
All I'm saying is, if it's okay with the two women, then it's going to be okay with the two men. Just saying.
Sure.
Did you know Adam 22 started out in the punk scene? Believe it or not.
Yeah, I did hear that. Yeah, actually.
Badrick says, "Nah, they will be a family vlog channel, and their kid will be the next Jake Paul." Well, there you go.
Oh my God.
Badrick has spoken. So
we can't let the Canadian predict the future.
Well, he's almost Canadian.
Yeah. So
almost.
Anyway, so you guys have been churning out a little bit of content. I've been checking it out. the broadcast has been doing very well,
Mhm.
covering our whole diversity. I see you've got a. Was that tonight that you guys were talking about the what's his name?
Krishan and Blueface.
No, the one where the skateboarder that went crazy.
Oh, Bam Majera? No,
Bam,
that
yeah,
wasn't. Yeah, we dropped a video on Monday. An
Okay.
update on Bam.
Yeah, I've got to watch
He's
that.
he's like 120 days sober now.
Really?
And when you
Oh,
watch,
that's
yeah,
good
and when
for
you
him.
and when you watch the video, because it's kind of in chronological, you can see where he started sounding better to like as current day as you can get. And oh man, I'm so proud of him. And
Good.
it's a short video. It's only like 30 minutes, but
I'll
he's
have to check that out.
so
'Cause
freaking proud of him.
I back when he had his show on MTV, which was about the same time that of course you had the Nitro Circus and of course Jackass, right?
Yeah.
And I watched all those and I enjoyed them. And I went and watched Jackass in the movie theaters. I didn't do the last one in the theaters, but so before I did watch all of them. Angry Grandpa, all of that, right? So I like it. It's just stupid slapstick, sophomoric, idiotic guys getting punched in the testicles type movies, and it makes me laugh. I understand it's not for everybody, and if you think I'm a moron for watching it, I won't argue with you. I'm definitely moronic for watching it.
We call ourselves Bam A-loggers because we've been tracking him this whole damn time.
Yeah.
I literally should make a playlist on the channel just with the Bam stuff, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
there
with the
you go.
covers we've done.
But it was of course, when Dunn died in that car wreck, that was horrible. And
Yeah.
and I think that was probably one of the things that caused Bam to kind of start spiraling. And
Yes, he spiraled at that point.
and
Yep.
so I hope he's not a young man anymore. He's a grown man, but he's an old man actually. I hope that he can stay sober. I hope he can. He's got has he got just the one daughter?
He has a son.
Okay.
He's got a son named Phoenix the Wolf.
Yeah.
His
And he
kid's name's
loves
Phoenix?
Phoenix the Wolf, and he loves his son, and he's trying to see his son again.
Well, I hope he does, because I'm gonna tell you something. Kids need their
I'm giving you a little preview of the video that we're dropping tomorrow.
Ooh.
You can show it if you want.
Okay. I'll show it. Oh, good Lord. Let me.
Oh yeah, you gotta zoom out. It comes up pretty big.
Let me pull this over here.
Nice thumbnail though.
Yeah.
Eva made that. Eva's amazing.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, that's gonna be our video tomorrow. We're dropping it 6
Awesome.
p.m.
Cool.
We'll
Oh,
be
that's gonna
premiering
cause
it.
a storm.
Well, in everyone's life, a little storm must come. That's just part of it.
Yeah.
Even people. All right, one more caller. I'm gonna get out of here. All right, Flatley. How you doing this evening, sir?
Oh, I started nerding out and shit. You were talking about Jackass and Bam, bro. You forgot about brother.
Well, if you were subscribed to the damn broadcast, you'd see all the damn coverage we've done on Bam. Thank you very much.
You
I
guys
haven't watched one. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, you ought to. You ought to, because they did a very good job of keeping tabs on everything and what was going on, because the man was doing everything that you could possibly do wrong. And to lose everything.
I thought you were gonna talk about the first ever, the precursor to Jackass with Johnny Knoxville and Big Brother magazine. So he shot himself. He wanted to test out a bulletproof vest, so he shot himself in the chest with a gun for a magazine.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and then of course you had what's his name? Steve-O drinking the goldfish and stuff, and the carnival sideshow stuff, puking it back up and stuff. Yeah, it's I think he was doing that kind of
childhood.
Yeah, so it wasn't my childhood. I don't know how old I was. I was probably late teens, early 20s, I think, when that was like in That's like in the 90s, wasn't it? I think. Wasn't that in the early 90s?
Early 2000s.
Was it early 2000s? Was it? I was older than what I
Yeah.
thought.
When Nitro Circus came out on TV or Jackass came out, it was the MTV. It was early 2000s, and I saw them starting doing pranks. So I went around over here in the New York area, and we started finding like dog poop or whatever we could find, and we'd stick them underneath people's car door handles, and then try and see if they'll come outside. So we'd have one kid run up, ring the doorbell, and then we'd wait for them to come outside, and we'd throw rocks at the car or something like that. Just anything to get them to touch that car door handle, and just to see the reaction on their face. Little menaces, bro. I absolutely fell in love with
Criminal.
that show.
I think more appropriate term you look for is criminal. What you did was criminal.
Bro, people would flip out when they would touch it. Like, oh,
I know I watched the last Jackass movie they put out, and all I want to say is those old men need to stop. They need to stop.
Well, they got kids now, so they can take the nut shots now more than ever.
It's not about taking. They need to stop.
Well, that's why they got the younger comedians.
Money is a hell of a drug.
Yeah, I know they brought in the was it two? I think it was two younger new generations, and they brought them in, and there was the girl, and the dude. Yeah, she got stung by a dadgum scorpion. It's crazy. Just crazy. I've been stung by scorpions. Okay.
Oh, technically there was two more. There was two more actually, because the one kid, the African American kid, he had really good reactions, but his father was on set one day, and his father was having way better reactions, so they threw him in there too.
Yeah. The dad. Father. But I don't know if the dad actually become part of the quote. I know he did a few of the stunts and stuff. After he was kind of.
I would say so.
Yeah,
he earned his racing stripes in a couple of those.
Yeah, maybe so.
Especially the one with the alligator.
Yeah.
Y'all are never allowed to call me a nerd ever again.
Why?
Oh, I'm the biggest CKY nerd too. And Thrasher Mag, with Bam first hit that cover, I still have that somewhere in my parents' house. Him and Paul Rodriguez were on there together. It had Bam jumping a dumpster that was on fire and Paul Rodriguez wall riding over. It was insane.
There you go. Well, listen, I'm gonna have to get off here and go get some supper. I haven't had supper, but anyway, I want to thank everybody.
It's time for you to eat. It is 8:30 at night. Why are you just excuse me, it is 9 o'clock at night. Why are you just now eating?
Well, because simply the dinner wasn't ready when I started streaming. And so I just told the wife I'd eat afterwards. It's no big deal.
Okay, well, go eat.
Yeah, I'm gonna go eat. But anyway, thanks for everybody for tuning in. Thanks for Fatly Nerdy, Zali for calling in. I will hopefully see you guys in the morning. Just keep an eye on my Twitter, and if I can get things going, and I'll try to do a stream in the morning as well. But until then, guys, remember, keep your powder dry, and I'll see you in the funny papers.
See you in the funny papers!
But you don't know what I've become.